because we're not in a Zoom room. Do we really? You tell me when, we'll get going. Go. See? Now I gotta greet them. Okay, I think we're ready to get started tonight. So let us begin. First of all, welcome to the Jewish Family Services annual meeting and celebration, and welcome to the first day of the most boring month of the Jewish year. It's true. I have this on good authority from a rabbi, not you, Rabbi Berman, but another rabbi. He says that, I want to say this right, Chevron, help me with it. Help me here. Chevron. Say it together. Thank you. That's the name. Is the most boring month of the year in the Jewish calendar. Nothing happens this month. Not a single holiday. There's not a single fast day. And that is why this month is the most favored month of all the rabbis. So we'll begin with that. This is the time when we gather to celebrate something. So you have to say at the end of this night that something exciting actually happened on the first night of this month. This is the time, as we look at the Torah portion for this week, we talk about the Yetzer, and we talk about the story of Noah. And in the story of Noah, this is very interesting. I was reading in Day by Day reflections on the themes of the Torah from literature, philosophy, and religious thought from Chaim Stern, Rabbi Chaim Stern. So he writes this: the Sidra called Noach, or Genesis 6, is named for Noah, who in the face of catastrophe becomes the bearer of the hopes of human and animal life. The catastrophe, which is the flood, is our own doing. For the earth became corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. Noah built an ark. The rains fall, and the earth is devastated. When the waters subside, God thinks, never again will I bring doom upon the world on account of what people do, but for the inclination, the Yetzer, of the human heart is wicked from youth onward. So the whole reflection on this is interesting. So you're talking about the inclination of the human heart being wicked, right? And the rabbis through the years have looked at that in many different ways. As I like to say, it's almost like holding a kaleidoscopic look at the world. Depending on the reflection, you have a different understanding. And I want to share this one before I sit down because I have only a minute, and I've already taken it. And I'm showing the inclination by talking too long. So, written here from Hasidic writings, it says, turn aside from evil and do good, from Psalm 34:15. One Rebbe has written, if you find it difficult to follow this advice, then try doing good first, and evil will automatically depart from you. The whole point of Jewish Family Services and all of you is doing good first. So as we begin this night and this month, let us find the excitement and the inclination to do good in all things that we do. Amen.
Thanks, Tim. I'll try to make this not too boring. I'm grateful to see so many familiar faces tonight. For those of you who I haven't met, my name is Pam Gerwin, and for the last 2 lovely COVID years, I have served as the board chair for Jewish Family Services. Can you guys hear me okay? I know. bring it down. Are you calling me short? It's okay. Short people have a reason to live. I hear you people who know what I'm talking about. It has been an honor to serve in this capacity, and I'm so glad you're here to help us celebrate our impact and welcome our new board leadership. First, I would like to thank Jewish Family Services' incredible staff. Staff, raise your hand. Let's hear it. Incredible. For their tireless efforts to serve the community. They have shown resilience, a lot of flexibility, and creativity in their efforts to meet increasing and evolving community needs with the highest quality of services. And we could not have done this work without the generous support of many loyal donors and funders who continued. Yeah, let's go. This is money or sorority snapping or just going, yeah, a little of everything, who continued or increased, even better, their giving to enable us to provide Central Ohio residents the help they need. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to thank Jewish Columbus in particular for its ongoing support and partnership, which includes general operating support, strategic support for mental health services, ongoing funding for our work with our amazing Holocaust survivors through the Holocaust Survivor Initiative, the Life and Legacy Giving Program, and support for the Jewish community security. Yeah. And now a bit of board business before we move on to the impact celebration. I want to acknowledge all my fellow board members for consistently showing up for this organization, the hours spent in committee meetings, the sharing of your expertise, and your thoughtful and wholehearted support of our staff. I will tell you that although I was insanely invited to lead this organization for the past couple years, I was sort of not always my perfect normal self. Whether it was Jenny correcting me in the protocols of board protocol, or meetings I had to miss, or all kinds of things. I don't want to say it didn't matter, but it kind of didn't matter. This organization was amazing and just rose to heights that I was so incredibly proud to be a part of. And am I up there? Oh, we got new people. There you go. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for everything. Now, I'll keep moving. On behalf of the board and staff, I want to recognize and thank our outgoing board members, John Block, Lori Ann Feibel, Sherry Friedman, and Jenny Shalonsky for their service to the agency. Time is a precious commodity, and we are grateful you chose to share yours with us. It is also my distinct pleasure to recognize our incoming board officers. Board Chair, Mr., do you have a bow tie up there too? Mr. Board Chair Austin Barger. Woo, woo. Vice Chair Jenny Goldson. Secretary Sherry Lazier. And Treasurer Galena Libin. I am confident they will lead us well in the coming years. And we are incredibly fortunate to have 11 continuing board members. We appreciate your continued service and guidance. One more clap. I know, lots of clapping here. And your ability to take very happy pictures. I like the lighting behind Steve's and Larry's. Okay, we'll go on. All right, so here's where we also really, really rock. I'm sorry for ad-libbing, Diana. I know, I'm throwing you off, right? Finally, I'm so pleased to welcome 4 brand new board members this evening. Brian Benson. Quick clap. Rabbi Alex Braver. Marilyn Brown. And Alexandra Schimmer. These amazing new additions officially join our board as of tonight. There is no turning back. It is now my pleasure to introduce my rock, besides my husband, Scott Gerwin, my work wife, Karen Mosenter, CEO of Jewish Family Services.
No, that's really the other way around in terms of my rock. Pam became board chair at a really challenging time, as you can imagine, and spent countless hours being my sounding board and cheerleader, as you saw, and just doing so much for the organization and bringing many, many years of service on our board and a deep understanding of our organization and our work. And so it's been just a joy to work with Pam. So thank you all for being here. It's just such a pleasure to be in person and to see all your faces. During this next 30 minutes, you're going to learn about our work and the impact it has on the lives of people in this community and in the broader community. We're going to honor some individuals and organizations that help us achieve this impact and help us advance the Jewish value of tikkun olam, which is to repair the world. At Jewish Family Services, our mission is to help individuals and families achieve economic self-sufficiency and emotional stability. And we have been doing that work in Central Ohio for 114 years. Yeah. Now, during that 114th year, it's been a little challenging, and the couple of previous years, maybe a little more than usual. The pandemic and its economic impact has continued to disrupt lives and workplaces. And although many people returned to some semblance of normal, many others struggled with employment, mental health, food and housing security, social isolation, and that's why we're here. To meet this moment, we had to respond in new ways, and we did just that, acting with a sense of urgency and a lot of creativity. And our response was driven by the timeless question asked by Rabbi Hillel: if not now, when? So the results, we are very proud to have grown our services and to increased our impact this past year. We helped 594 people secure new employment at, yeah. And what makes that even better is that average wages of just shy of $20 an hour. And that's an increase of 17% from last year. Yeah. So in a one-year period, those people will generate $24.6 million in wages earned, $6.2 million in taxes paid, and that was on program investments of just $2.2 million. So not bad. We stepped up to help Central Ohio residents avoid eviction and a downward spiral into poverty by distributing over $1 million in emergency rental and utilities assistance. We launched, thank you. We launched a financial empowerment center in partnership with the City of Columbus that provides free one-on-one financial counseling to any resident. We expanded refugee services to address housing stability and to support our new neighbors from Afghanistan, Ukraine, the Great Lakes region of Africa, all different parts of the world. And we created new job skills training programs partnering with local employers. All in all, we touched 4,641 lives, or thereabouts. So our team is quite expert at doing more with less, stretching every dollar to provide needed services without sacrificing quality. It hasn't been easy, and it's even harder in this current economic environment, where much of our funding remains flat and costs are rising. So I really want to express my gratitude to our staff, many of whom are here tonight, because they consistently go above and beyond to serve this community, doing work that is extremely demanding. So I could say a lot about our continued challenges, but that's not what tonight is about. Tonight we're here to celebrate. So I want to get to the best part of the evening. We're going to show you who we are, how we connect with the community, and how we meet the moment by tailoring our services to the needs of the people who walk through our doors. And as you enjoy the program, please consider investing in our work and with your time, your energy, in whatever ways work for you that enable us to continue meeting urgent and increasing community needs. Thank you for being here.
I had been living in Chicago, and when I returned here after 30-some years, my cousin told me about Jewish Family Services, and I came in almost a decade ago to learn to use a computer and to gain some skills in looking for a new job. At that time is when I first met Tim.
She's has a long work history. You know, she was a teacher. She's worked with people with disabilities and seniors, but she didn't have the technical skills because she wasn't doing that when she was in school.
A few years ago, I became an independent caregiver, which required establishing my own website, and Tim helped me navigate my way through that. I don't think that I would have had those job opportunities if Tim had not been there to support me with that.
Digital navigation is one of the things that Pearl needs help with most. So that's what we're doing. So any help she needs online, she calls me. Oh, Tim, I just got something, an email from somebody, and you do this application. So we set it up, come on in. We did an interview. She had a Zoom interview several weeks ago. So, oh my God, Tim, I have a Zoom interview. What am I gonna do? So I said, don't worry about it. I'll get you set up with a room here. I'll schedule the room, get the computer, we'll get it set. All you're gonna have to do is click on the link and to start the interview. And it went well. She was offered that job, as a matter of fact, but had turned it down because she had another offer.
It could be uncomfortable for somebody at my age seeking a job to ask certain tech stuff that might seem awkward, you know, for me. And Tim doesn't make me feel awkward. I'm very grateful for his help. Jewish Family Services has been very helpful to me.
So as Beryl's story illustrates, digital skills are essential for participating in just about any aspect of society right now. And digital inclusion is just one of the ways this year's Impact Award winner, Columbus Metropolitan Libraries, has been leading in our community. They were and are a driving force behind the Franklin County Digital Equity Coalition, promoting access to internet, technology, and digital skills training with a broad cross-sector group of community partners. The libraries play so many critical roles in the life and health of this community, and that has been even more obvious during the last few years. During the pandemic, the libraries distributed masks, COVID test kits, hotspots, and Chromebooks, and developed a wide range of digital services to help students and teachers stay connected and promote learning. They provided safe spaces and resources for difficult conversations about race and social justice. They served as community centers where residents could use technology and Wi-Fi and obtain help accessing social services. The libraries offer virtual and in-person job search assistance, and digital skills training in partnership with Goodwill Columbus, Cover My Meds, and Jewish Family Services. And they serve as a trusted voice for information on many critical issues, including COVID, opioid abuse, and voting. I am a complete fangirl when it comes to the library. So it is my pleasure to welcome Benjamin Reed, Columbus Metropolitan Library's Public Services Director, to receive the Jewish Family Services 2022 Impact Award. And there is an actual award, but the awards are a little heavy, so we're going to give those out to everybody at the end of the evening.
Sure. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you, Karen, the Board of Directors at Jewish Family Services, and the whole team, the whole staff here at Jewish Family Services. At Columbus Metropolitan Library, our vision is a thriving community where wisdom prevails. We are proud to stand with our colleagues in this network of community support who understand our shared role in the social safety net. With Jewish Family Services and our partners at Goodwill Columbus and Cover My Meds, we've developed a workforce development series designed to empower and upskill customers who are seeking those employment opportunities. Initially, these services were based on the West Side, but this year, we've been working on an expansion and are now offering these enhanced workforce services at our Martin Luther King and Parsons branches, along with Hilltop and Franklinton. CML has also worked closely with Jewish Family Services on our shared goal to reach digital equity in our region. As both founding members of the Franklin County Digital Equity Coalition, we've seen that work change from defining a problem to building out a local action agenda to be prepared for future funding. With the booming workforce environment in Central Ohio and the potential for expansive digital inclusion resources, it feels like we are on a precipice. We have opportunities to change patterns of inequity, of generational poverty, and disinvestment in certain communities. We have this chance to help all our neighbors reach that vision of a thriving community where wisdom prevails. So on behalf of Columbus Metropolitan Library, I appreciate and accept this honor and understand that our work could not have had the impact without committed partners like Jewish Family Services. Thank you.
I was running behind on my rent, and I couldn't pay it on my own. So my parish that I belonged to paid 1 month, and then I got involved with Jewish Family Services, and you've helped me immensely.
During that time of paying that rent, we also were able to help her find a new place to live. So we worked with multiple services and resources and her case manager as well to help find a place that had senior options so she could be well supported because she does live alone. And then we were able to get her moved, pay for moving services, and get her settled in her new place.
Jewish Family Services, we have a holistic approach to our resources with the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. If people were underemployed or needed employment, we also link them to our workforce development programs, to our counseling services, to our senior services, any other resource that they can benefit from, so they have those wraparound services so that they can fully stabilize and be able to move forward past this crisis.
I worked for 25 and a half years at the courthouse downtown, and I retired on disability through their pension. But it's not very much, because you do have things come up that are unexpected, and those things are what hurt me, because I don't have the extra money to do things.
I was able to connect her with our financial empowerment team here at JFS, and she has been meeting with them to help make a budget and a plan for her new housing.
The Financial Empowerment Center is helping with my budget.
In addition to referring this client to our FEC services here at JFS, I was also able to work with her in case management. So we were able to get her down about $300 to $400 a month less she was paying in rent. And so sending her to the FEC is going to help her now budget for her new amount that she's paying for rent every month. And now she's able to be housed and be safe and taken care of, especially as a senior.
I just am so appreciative that I've gotten the help that I've had, because to be honest, I don't know where I'd be without the help from JFS.
Good evening. My name is Tracy Ballas, and I'm a former board member of Jewish Family Services. Thank you. This evening, I'm honored to present the Janice B. Ballas Award for Community Service, which was created and named in the memory of my beloved mother, Janice Ballas. During her short life, my mother made meaningful and even groundbreaking contributions to both the Jewish and non-Jewish communities in the areas of education, healthcare, the arts, and the welfare of children and families. To honor her memory, in 1988, Janice's sister Phyllis Katz, who is a past Jewish Family Services board chair, created the Janice B. Ballas Award so that we could shine a light on individuals and organizations who change lives and inspire others to do the same. The award is accompanied by a cash gift that the recipient may designate to a qualified charity of his or her choice. I am so honored to be here tonight to present this year's award to YWCA Columbus President and CEO, Christy Angel. As you can tell, Christy is well known for her long history of community service, and her tenure at the YWCA sets apart as an impactful and inspirational leader and an ideal choice for this award. Christy has truly had an outsized impact in Central Ohio. Early in her career, she served as the Deputy Chief of Staff to Mayor Coleman and worked in government affairs and the private sector. More recently, she chaired the Recovery and Resilience Advisory Committee for the City of Columbus and Franklin County, which developed recommendations on investment and long-term equitable recovery from the pandemic. Important work. And in these past few years at the YWCA, she has championed the empowerment of women and advanced racial justice through advocacy and widespread training and support. Christy is also the current board chair of the Human Service Chamber, last year's winner of the Janice Ballas Award, and serves on a number of other community boards, including the Women's Commission, the Greater Columbus Arts Council, Columbus Partners, or Campus Partners, excuse me, the Links, and the Columbus Downtown Development Corporation, along with the Affordable Housing Alliance. Please join me in a round of applause for the 2022 Janice B. Ballas Community Service Awardee, Christy Angel. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Good evening, everyone. I'm a little speechless. I'm a little teary because I think about Janice Ballas. And I've learned so much about her from Tracy. And I think about, we would have been friends. We would have worked together. I mean, childcare, workforce development, housing. I mean, we are cut from the same cloth. And of course, now I have a new sister because Tracy's like my new sister. We've got plans to get into some good trouble together. But yet, I'm so honored to, first of all, receive this award from Jewish Family Services, from the board and the staff, and from Karen in particular, Karen and I have been in the thick of it together these last 2 years. The Digital Equity, 3 years, I guess. The Digital Equity Committee, we started that when we saw the need, along with the library. The Human Service Chamber, and Karen also served on the Recovery and Resiliency Committee with me. So I share this with her because she has been a rock to me and to our organization. And we serve so many of the same people that I know that, we're standing, you're really standing here with me. I didn't do this all by myself. And you don't do anything by yourself, of course. And so I really want to thank the board and the staff of Jewish Family Services for your long tenured work, 114 years in this community. We've been here, YWCA, we've been here for about 137 years. And so together, we've been working in the Columbus area for quite some time. And then I have to thank the Ballas family. the entire family and the Katz family for even wanting to say my name alongside their mother's name, beside Janice's name. So thank you. I can't tell you how much this means to me. And then I give this award, I mean, I really view this as an honor, you know, to my family, my husband Otto, and all of our family members. We have a long history of service, and we've lost a lot of people in the last few years. And my parents, who aren't here tonight and couldn't be here, but it is their shoulders that I stand on. My dad started me in service when I was a little girl, and he took me around the neighborhoods and showed me what it was like to not have a home or have a home that wasn't quite what it should be. And you know, that has informed my entire life. And so I really, this is a tribute to them. And lastly, I'd like to say that, you know, they mentioned this cash award. So the cash award today is being donated to the Equity Collective Fund at Jewish Columbus. Where's Joel? Joel, where are you? So Joel is my buddy. He has been my buddy. We have been in it together. We have had tough conversations. We have had good conversations. We've had a few laughs and a few tears and all of those things. And when Joel told me that he was starting this fund, I was so excited about it. And so the cash award tonight goes into the fund. Joel has a great vision, and I am sure that if your mom were here, she'd be a part of this Equity Collective. And so in her honor, let's create a more equitable Columbus together. Thank you for this award.
A lot of people doesn't know the difference between the immigrant and the refugees. The immigrant is someone who came voluntarily to look for the job. And the refugee is one who flee from his country because of war, and he want to save his life. And that who I am a refugee. I was born in Congo. In 2005, I crossed the border to Uganda as refugees. We came to Chakatu refugee camp, and life was not easy. We had to break the land. World Food Program used to give us a food once a month. From the day I entered to the camp and the day I fly to come to America, it took 14 years. And that was the toughest 14 years of my life.
Jewish Family Services has been meeting the moment when it comes to refugee services throughout our history. To meet that moment has required going way beyond normal expectations, delivering food to families, delivering furniture and household goods and helping them set up a home, going out and knocking on doors for families that were being evicted from their homes when an apartment community was being renovated, helping people locate stable housing after a fire, setting up a produce market to help families meet their food security, making sure every single one of our refugee clients got accurate information about the public health crisis, about COVID, about vaccination. So we had a very high success rate of clients who got that information and were able to be vaccinated.
When the pandemic came, the job was slow. I couldn't afford my rent. But when I came to the Jewish Family Service, I told them, and they paid for me a rent for 2 months. Without the intervention of Jewish Family Service, I was lose my home.
Diversity, equity, inclusion is something that's extremely important at DHL as a global company, part of the ethos of who we are. And then I think just as an employer, locally, recognizing that there is a diverse population here and we need to be able to support the diverse needs of that population.
To find a job in America is not easy because it is funded by computer online. And several refugees, when they come here, they don't have a computer. They don't have even internet. And they don't know even to use that computer. There is also an interview. That interview, the refugee doesn't know to speak English. Jewish Family Service is the one who helped us to get a job.
We're working with the employers on recruiting, on onboarding and training, helping get people into the workplace, and then there's a lot of troubleshooting that goes on after that.
Our relationship with JFS has enabled us to really make sure that we understand folks that may have, whether it's different cultures, traditions, languages, religions, and help us understand and then support those individuals.
Jewish Family Service took me in charge. They gave to me chairs in my home. They looked for me that job. So even now, I thank them too much because they're still helping me in several ways.
We have a Holocaust museum actually in our building that has the collected stories of local survivors. It's really chilling the parallel between their stories and the stories of modern-day refugees, including some of our staff members. They fled the same type of violence and persecution. They had the same desire to come to a place where they could rebuild their lives after experiencing that trauma. And it is such an honor to be part of helping them build those new lives.
Jewish Families Service helps refugees because there was also refugees. So they know how the refugees are struggling.
Okay. Yeah, I love how that video illustrated a core value of our work, welcoming the stranger. We were founded to help European Jewish refugees who came to Central Ohio seeking safety and to build new lives. And we continue to do that same work 114 years later with refugees coming here from Africa, the Middle East, and Eastern Europe for the very same reasons. A culture of caring and welcoming is part of our Jewish Family Services DNA. This was modeled for me many years ago by former board president Fran Wasserstrom of blessed memory. When Fran and I were planning the Jewish Family Service Centennial Celebration in 2008, it was my first volunteer experience with JFS, and I remember it like it was yesterday and fondly, and I've been on the board ever since. Fran's passion was contagious. She taught me a lot about this agency and really inspired my own passion for this work. Indeed, Fran exemplified how one person can leave a meaningful legacy through their actions and ongoing support. She and her husband, Reed, helped Jewish Family Services design and launch new programming and were the first to support us with a planned gift through Life and Legacy program. Thank you, Reed. Until her death late last year, Fran continued to be a thought partner, cheerleader, and supporter of Jewish Family Services. While we were considering nominees for this year's Board Member of the Year award, we thought about how Fran exemplified the type of impact a board member can have on our agency. So we decided to honor her many contributions and her legacy. Tonight, we're very happy that Reed and many Wasserstrom friends and family are here as we officially name this award now and in the very far future as the Jewish Family Services Fran Wasserstrom Board Member of the Year Award. This year, we are pleased to honor a leader who, like Fran before her, has contributed to our agency as a donor, a volunteer, and an advocate. That leader is Rachel Bloom-Katz. Rachel joined the Jewish Family Services Board of Directors in 2015 and dove right in. She has consistently provided exceptional service each year, but her efforts last year stand out. As chair of the Resource Development Committee, Rachel helped propel a number of critical projects to move the agency forward. She was a key driver in the decision to migrate to a Salesforce database to enable staff to more easily track and leverage data. I gotta tell you, that really, really helped. Rachel partnered with the Director of Resource Development to advocate for a new website and helped us source talent to bid on the project. She led the launch of a new engagement group for mid-career Jewish leaders and young Jewish families to help us grow our relationships with the next generation of leaders from the community, and I'm exhausted even saying it. Can you imagine how much work she put into it? Those young leaders held their first ever event last month and raised over $1,500 to provide basic needs to refugee families. And Rachel has encouraged us to step outside of our comfort zone and advocate for change in ways that really impact the individuals we serve. Please join me in congratulating Rachel Bloom-Katz, the 2022 Fran Wasserstrom Board Member of the Year.
Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome.
And to the whole board and the staff. First, to the Wasserstrom family. I never had the pleasure of serving at JFS with Fran, but she is a legend. And to receive an award that has been named in her honor means so much to me. And I can't even put it in words, and thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope I honor her, and I know my other board members really try to carry out the leadership and the vision that she instilled in this organization. So thank you. I have my family here tonight, as you've probably seen, including my parents and my in-laws and my husband and my kids. And I also have my Jewish Family Services family here tonight. You heard in the video how the agency provides wraparound services. If somebody walks in the door needing help with finding a job, you know, before they leave from that front door, they might also get help with rent. They might get scheduled for some counseling appointments and other help that they need. The organization always sees people as full, holistic people, their strengths, where they need help. They wrap their arms around every single client. And quite frankly, the organization has always wrapped their arms around me. You guys have been there to support me and to help me in all of my endeavors. You've seen my strengths, you've seen my family grow up, and you've always been there cheering me along. This is certainly a family, and I just feel so much joy and so proud and so honored to be a part of it for all of these years. So thank you.
My family was resettled here from Ukraine when I was just about 2 years old. When we moved here, it was JFS, Jewish Family Services, was the organization that helped my family get settled, helped us partner with another family in the community to get settled, to help my parents find jobs, to help us with basic needs, such as speaking English, knowing where the grocery store is. To me, the ability to give back to an organization that still continues to make a difference in the Columbus community and help others similar to how it helped me is just something little that I can do, and kind of the emotional connection that I have to the work that JFS does.
I came to United States 1991, and we came to Chicago. Reason this that we did not come in Columbus because my oldest sister lives in Chicago 12 years before I come. And we came with my husband's mom. We lived together. They passed away. Last year I live alone. After my husband passed away, I got 2 cancers.
So in 2014, when my dad passed away, I said to my mom, probably time to move to Columbus. She didn't really like that idea at the time. Then in 2020, when pandemic hit, she was a lot relied on her friends for many, many years who were her social circle. And they had a lot of cultural activities, a lot of social activities. All this was cut off.
Knowing that she was alone in an apartment by herself, just thinking about that is difficult because you empathize with the fact that she has nobody physically there.
And last 2 years I got a problem with heart, and I decided that I want to go to Columbus to children because very hard to stay at home alone. I came to Columbus in March this year. I very appreciate people who helped me.
My grandma's a Holocaust survivor and, was able to get support through similar type agencies in Chicago. And when she was moving here, we were trying to navigate the best way to get her here, the best place to provide her with support. She understands English, speaks it fluently, but still, relies on some assistance. And so, my mom reached out to her, and we were able to work with Leah, who's been, wonderful throughout this process and supporting her and us.
I think Ludmila and Svetlana were pleasantly surprised to know that the services were almost identical here to Chicago and that her needs would be met.
Even I was trying to be prepared before my mom moved here. I was making a list of things in which order I have to call, contact. Even you do that, the waiting period is 3 to 6 months.
Setting up services through the state does take time, so instead we used our claims conference funds to start services for her so that she wouldn't have any gap in service while she was here.
The process with State of Ohio was overwhelming. Leah was still is the most amazing person, very reliable, very resourceful. I can't say enough how much I appreciate her personally, how much she did for me and for my mom.
There's definitely been an uptick of family members moving their loved ones to be closer to them during the pandemic. I know of several cases that we have of survivors that have moved here to Columbus over the past 2 years just to be closer to their family.
Lydia is my social worker from Holocaust Survivor Organization. I so appreciate her that she did for me a very, very good job.
Moving is a challenge, a new environment, new surroundings, new friends, new people. But to be closer to family, that's something you can't replace.
The best parts for her was that, my mom's an only child, I'm an only child, and I have 2 little kids. And so her ability to see my children grow up in person kind of was was, the icing on the cake.
I'm so happy that I live here every Sunday or Monday. My great-grandchildren came to me. I am so happy.
We're so grateful to Galina and Ludmila and Svetlana for sharing their family story with us, and to Galina and Ludmila who are here with us tonight. That was just a wonderful way to really show the impact that an organization like ours can have on the life of a family, and it's just a thrill to be part of it. So we have just two quick final awards tonight, and the first one is for our Staff Member of the Year. This year we are honoring our Chief Financial Officer, Marla Vusic. Marla will be retiring at the end of the year after nearly 20 years with us. Yeah, boo. She is not only our CFO, but she also heads up our human resources and supervises our staff that handles our business office, IT, securities, and facilities. So she is the ultimate utility player. Marla is also our steady hand. She ensures that our ambitious plans are grounded in actual reality, because sometimes we can get a bit carried away. And she takes a conservative financial approach to our business, which has enabled us to weather the financial storms of the pandemic. She's a critical thought partner to our senior leadership team, and always, always leads from a place of caring and integrity. Now, Marla avoids the spotlight, so she is here tonight, but she asked to receive her award in a more intimate setting. So please just join me in applauding Marla Vusic for her contributions. Now, I said that Marla avoids the spotlight. Our last award is going to our volunteer of the year, our volunteer of the year, who is much more comfortable in front of an audience. Jeff Young has presented his LinkedIn course in our strategic job search workshops for professionals more than 60 times. Yeah. Jeff was an early adopter of LinkedIn. He joined it soon after it launched and quickly recognized its value. So he made it his mission to spread the word and ensure that job seekers could navigate LinkedIn and benefit from the site, and that has earned him a reputation as the LinkedIn guru. In 2015, he began sharing his LinkedIn workshops or his presentations at Jewish Family Services. And these were so well received that a few years later, we invited him to present his workshop on a monthly basis, and he agreed. 61 presentations later, Jeff's workshop have reached hundreds, probably thousands of job seekers, local job seekers, many of whom are with us here tonight. And he is now reaching participants from across the country through Project M, which is a national workforce initiative involving Jewish Family Services and 19 of our partner agencies across the US and Canada. So we are deeply grateful to Jeff for his positive impact, very positive impact. If you get a chance to talk with him after, you'll see it, that he's had on our agency and on our job search community. So please join me in thanking Jeff Young, our 2022 Elizabeth Federman Cohn Volunteer of the Year. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks, Ben. Okay. You're on. Bring us home.
That's all right. You want to see fear? By the way, look at Jenny's eyes. She's like, oh God, here he goes. And I'm realizing why they put the two attorneys on the board right in front of me so I don't say anything bad. Time out. Please join me for a round of applause one last time, because I think these stories and these people are amazing. So thank you. This is a great crowd, by the way, tonight. This is fantastic. Good evening, everybody. I'm Austin Barger. I am the incoming chair of Jewish Family Services, and I'm really honored, that's not helping, honored and really proud to be part of the organization. And I'd just like to thank everybody who's here tonight for coming out and showing your commitment to the organization, because it really is remarkable. To the staff, your commitment to this organization, the mission is truly amazing, right? And I've had the opportunity to connect with you over many years, right? I've been on the board for a long time now, and most recently one-on-one, very recently, and that passion is truly obvious. So thank you for what you guys do for this organization. To my fellow board members, thank you for your commitment to strengthening this organization so that we can have such a lasting impact on the greater Columbus community. So without you guys, a lot of this work wouldn't get done also. So thank you very much. As we wrap it up tonight, I want to thank Pam, our outgoing board chair. So thank you. Pam, thank you for your service, your leadership, and I'd be reluctant to say your sense of humor, right? You can expect me to ask you many questions about procedural voting as we proceed in the next 2 years. Okay? Before we wrap up, I invite you all to consider ways you may want to consider supporting JFS moving forward, right? Whether it's telling your friends about us. Julie Cohen is here. She's one of our volunteer coordinators. We always need to give Julie good people to help go out in the community to support the work we're doing. Connecting us to the businesses who may need help with hiring, or finally just sharing your time and your resources. If you want to contribute financially, that's amazing. If you want to contribute it again, it's even more amazing for the year. You will be supporting work that is really repairing the world and welcoming the stranger. Work built on Jewish values that serves the whole community and in turn breaks down those barriers and really diffuses anti-Semitism. So if you already made your annual gift, we thank you. If you want to make another gift, we thank you. Our community still has a huge unmet need for human services, and in the winter months will only add more stress to people's lives. So we encourage you to continue to support us. And you can make a gift tonight by scanning the QR code on the screen, that one, good timing, or the back of the program, or by using the envelopes that you'll see at the registration desk as you leave. And so with your help, the JFS team will continue to provide those critical services our community so desperately needs. So thank you. And as we wrap up, I just want to thank you very much for coming out this evening. And if all of our reward recipients will stick around for some photos before you head to the party. So on that note, thank you very much, everybody, for coming out.